Hello. It's been a hot minute since I've come on the long form. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Henry Tsvita, aka The Woman in Wool. And on this channel, we crochet and we talk history. Today, it's more of a Hannah's Hobbies video because I did not prepare for a full long form video because I'm a messy bitch. Hello. Welcome. But I did make a mug. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But I just thought I'd update you with a little bit about me, what's going on, the channel, and then also some fun facts about St. Patrick because it is the reason of the season. And these might be fun facts that you haven't heard before or that you didn't know about St. Patrick that aren't just the history. I did go into like a deep dive of the history of St. Patrick and the history of St. Patrick's Day last year. So I thought today might be a little bit more of a fun fact about St. Patrick. Get to know him a little better, you know? But quickly, how are you? My computer's been acting up, so that's terrifying. Let's see if I can plug it in. So I guess a little bit of an update. I made a mug because I'm an arsehole. It says crochet and history. It goes to a little crochet ball and hook. Oh, here we go. Thank you for joining us. And it also says like and subscribe because I'm an arsehole. And then on the bottom it has a goal in mind in terms of what I'm trying to achieve on the channel and how many followers I'm trying to get. So like and subscribe immediately to help me selfishly follow my goals. That's it. And also because you find this entertaining. If you're new here, we crochet and we talk history. Why? Because true crime and makeup are oversaturated. And I'm just kidding. It's because in 2016, I moved from New York to Ireland. And ever since then, this channel has been a little bit of a love letter to the country that I now call home. So if you like knitting, if you like history, if you like cozy vibes, then this might be the place for you. Now, my computer is slowly starting up. I'm going to take some coffee. So this month has been quite busy for me. Okay, not sure how much of that you heard because my microphone died. This is going really well. This is just before work, by the way, so I have like an hour before I have to skedaddle. Speaking of skedaddle, did anybody see the guy calling Irish dancers whimsical skedaddlers? Absolutely brilliant.
You know, and some of you say white people don't have any culture. Then what is this? I don't think you understand the heritage and athleticism it takes to be a professional whimsical skedaddler. Is what I'm saying?
I was like, that's fair. But yes, it is the busy season here. As I was saying before, I was so rudely cut off by my microphone. It is St. Patrick's Day coming up. It is the busy season for my job. For those of you who don't know, I work here at Vintage Tea Trips, which is an afternoon tea experience. And it is also a tour on a bus. On an afternoon tea bus, obviously. Sorry, my words. So it's an afternoon tea experience all on a 1960s vintage bus, and you get afternoon tea on board, and it is a tour around Dublin where you get some fun stories. I love working there, obviously, but it is the busy season, like I said, so I have been running around with the bus. Not only is it a busy season on the bus, like so the people who are working on the bus, the host, but I've also been doing some more marketing stuff with them as well. So I went to like a conference for the first time ever. I've been doing some training with the marketing manager, which has been super fun. So it's just busy for me, which is, you know, a blessing. I think busyness for everybody is a blessing and a curse, right? Like to be booked and busy is always good, but also you're like, oh. But yeah, that's been fun. And then I'm trying to be more proactive on posting here, long form. So far I'm managing once a month, which I think is fair. I was trying to get to twice a month, but I'm a messy bitch, like I said. So I'm going to be trying to do twice a month. If I can't do full-on histories the whole time, maybe I'll just do something like this. But I've been doing some more long-form kind of research, which is very exciting to me. I've been doing some more research on the knitting spy. So if you guys saw my video, this video got a bit more of attention, which was, you know, fabulous. It's a video, I said there's a knitting spy, and her name is Phyllis Latour, and I found her memoir. I was looking all over, like, different bookstores and stuff, and then I just found it on Spotify. Okay, I was like looking for this book. I was prepared to spend like €30 on it, €25 on it, get it delivered. Oh, it wouldn't come for a couple weeks. Like, oh, I really want it now. And then somebody asked me to be on a podcast talking about Phyllis Latour and my video about her. And I was like, oh, like I'm not an expert, so I need her book. So I went out to go get her book, and then I just found it on Spotify. So now I'm listening to the Phyllis Latour memoir, which is fabulous. And then the author reached out to me. That was cool. The author of the memoir commented on that video, and she's like, oh yeah, I wrote the memoir. And I was like, oh my God, hi, thank you for commenting on my video. That's so cool. There's some really cool stuff that can happen on the internet. And like, that's fucking wild that the author of Phyllis's memoir would comment on the video, the 1 minute video I made of her being the knitting spy. And I just thought that, you know, the internet can be so cool, which has been really flattering. And that's mainly on my Instagram. For those who don't know, I'm mainly on Instagram. I'm trying to move over more to YouTube and stuff like that because it's monetized, and my Instagram isn't. So, and I'm trying to make a living on these apps. So, but also, another fun fact, Gary knew and followed me.
Also, I'm so sorry that I called him Gary. His name is not Gary, it's Garen. And I know that. Sorry about that. Here's my dog. Hope that makes you feel better. Yeah, it does.
And I'm such a big fan of his. I think he's so cool. I want to hang out with him so bad. I want to get a spice bag with him so bad. Gary, if you're watching this, I'm in Dublin. I know how much you love Dublin. And then also Stuart Mackey followed me. I've been following him for years. For those of you who don't know Stuart Mackey, he's professionally hot. And then also he's funny, and he like talks a lot about book talk, and he's from Ireland. But yeah, that's super flattering that like people that I recognize have kind of started to follow me, and it's getting serious, isn't it? Also coming up in my life, my brother is getting married this year, which is very exciting. So he is getting married in August, so I'll be going back in June for the bachelorette party. I'll be going to the great state of Florida for the bachelorette party, for those of you wondering. So I'll do a little vlog on that, and like I'll make a video on go to Florida. I don't know how much Irish history is in Florida, but we can probably quite a bit secondhand anyway, because a lot of New Yorkers go to Florida, and there's a lot of Irish in New York. So I assume there's at least some Irish Americans in Florida. So I don't know. And that's where I met, my Irish husband. I was married to an Irish guy a while back. Not the same guy anymore. It doesn't matter. Whatever. That's how I got to Ireland, is I married an Irish guy, for those of you who missed it. Lore. I have lived 1,000 lives. But so I'll be going to Florida for the bachelorette party, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be the bride, my brother's fiance, her sister, and then a couple of her friends. Doing my best to be a normal, sociable person who thinks they might have autism at 34. So doing that. But I am very excited about that. Very excited to meet everybody and to get to know the bridal party a bit better. And most importantly, to spend some time with my brother's fiance, because she's awesome. And I truly enjoy my time with her. I think she's funny and smart and so cool. So I'm genuinely excited to spend a good couple days with her just to hang out. So like, I'm genuinely excited to spend some time with her. And then in August is the wedding. So that's very exciting. I'm going to be a bridesmaid. And my brother's getting married in this big old barn on a beautiful sunny day. And my mom and dad are going to be there, and my godparents and all this family. So he's having like a big traditional like person with just so many people. And I'm so glad he's doing that. And the reason I'm so glad he's doing that is not only because I get to go to this wedding where all of my family is there, and selfishly I love going to weddings and spending time with my family, but also that means that I don't have to do that. So I'm so glad my brother is doing the big traditional wedding, so that I can eventually sneak off and elope at some point, and my parents won't be too mad about it. Moving swiftly forward. Thanks, Mai. I'm working on a few different patterns lately, one of which is here. If it looks familiar to you, hold on, I'll get a better shot of it. Come here. If it looks familiar to you, it should. The colors and the shapes are taken after something else. I won't give it away too much. Oh, sorry, I forgot to knit in the meantime. I won't give it away too much what it is, but it does have to do with Irish history. So I'm excited about that pattern. And then this is a pattern that I'm working on because I want to match the vintage tea drips bus at some point for a video. And I think that would be cute. And I found this yarn in my stash, just stashed away in my yarn stash. And I saw them and I was like, it's the bus. I decided I'm going to make a little vest out of the colors of the bus just to be cute about it. So much content to make, so little time. I have so many ideas. I'm never short of ideas. I'm always just short on time. So it's a matter of too much excitement, not enough time. So that's me. And then not enough light in the day. I find that sometimes if you're filming, there's only so many times during the day where you can film and have it look nice. Like this, I had to darken a little bit because it's very bright, which is fine. But then when it's too dark, I can't film. Like I can't use the camera because it's too dark. Cameras don't pick up well in darkness. And then my phone needs extra light, and then I look like shit. And that's the most important thing, right? So I find that there's only so many hours in the day that I can film. And so I've kind of adopted this mentality of like, film now, edit later. I can edit at night, but I can only film during the day. So there's so much content that I want to make and just not enough time. And there's not enough time to like get to the places that I want to go to. And so I've been like waking up earlier and trying to do it that way. So I am truly working my hardest, which is why I think I need to get diagnosed with ADHD immediately, because something's not working. Anyway, now some fun facts about St. Patrick that you might not know of. So St. Patrick, as we all know, born in Roman Britain and then brought to Ireland as a slave. He then returned to Britain and he then returned to Ireland. He got this dream to return to Ireland and to convert the Irish people into Christianity. So he is the patron saint of Ireland. Some other facts you might not know about him is he's also the patron saint of Nigeria. They have their own Guinness there as well, the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout, which is delicious. It's about twice as alcoholic as the regular stuff, so be careful. But it is very nice. It is very nice. It's my favorite kind of Guinness, actually. He's also the patron saint of a little place called Rolla, Missouri.
Also, I think it's pronounced Rolla. Somebody corrected me in the comments the other day. It said Rolla, Missouri. Might be Rolla, might be Rolla. If you're from this place, please do let me know in the comments. Rolla or Rolla. Apologies if I got it wrong. Thank you.
Now, when I saw this, I was like, there has to be a story there. He can't just be the patron saint of Rolla, Missouri because he went there, because no, he didn't. Rolla, Missouri did not exist when St. Patrick was around. And then I was like, oh, maybe there's a lot of Irish diaspora in Rolla, Missouri. Like maybe there's just a lot of people of Irish descent, and so they're like St. Patrick, right? No, it's only about 12.7% Irish diaspora. And I was like, okay, so here's how it went down. It started with some sort of dispute about getting St. Patrick's Day off in 1908. And since it's a college town, the students decided to organize themselves this huge parade and a piss up, essentially, from what I've gathered. Their website of how they explain it, it kind of starts in the middle, and they're like, these two groups and their dispute, and I was like, I don't know who these two groups are or what their dispute is, but I'm down, and I'm fully supportive of the St. Patrick's Day piss up. And since it was an engineering school, and St. Patrick is the patron saint of engineers, they felt very strongly that St. Patrick should be their patron saint, and because they felt this way, and then the other governing bodies didn't want the students to have the day off, they organized and they got the day off themselves. And so then they created the Order of St. Patrick, the Order of St. Patrick, to organize future events for St. Patrick's Day. And you can be like the first bishop of St. Patrick, like in this town. And it's not religious, by the way. It's not like a religious thing that they're doing. It's so funny to see. So now St. Patrick's Day is huge in Roland. I've never seen anything like it in all of my years. And I'm from New York, and they do fucking St. Patrick's Day big. So this is like a small town. So you know they go hard. They count down 150 days from St. Patrick's Day, and then 100 days from St. Patrick's Day, and then 50 days from St. Patrick's Day. And they spell it D-A-Z-E, days. And to count down, they have like, I assume a big clock, right? But then also they have like these events where you could go and you can get points. So you can be in a group all year for St. Patrick's Day, or at least like half a year, 6 months out from St. Patrick's Day. And then your group can do certain things and get points. And then at the end, on the day, on St. Patrick's Day, they announce the winner of this like group point getting scheme, and they get prizes. So you can give blood at the local blood drive that's going on every month, and that can get you points. You can win a pub quiz as a group, and that can get you points. And then individuals from the group can get points as well. So like individuals can donate certain amounts of charity, and that can give points. So it's wild. So like all year they live for St. Patrick's Day. So like local residents and the students of the school that is in Rolla, Missouri are planning for St. Patrick's Day all year. They have it on their brain. They start planning 6 months out, 150 days out, essentially. They just keep, so like this has to be on their mind all the time. So I've never seen anything like it in all of my St. Patrick's Day research. Rolla, Missouri does St. Patrick's Day hard. And they paint the street green like a couple days before St. Patrick's Day every single year. So that's cool. And so obviously they paint the street green for St. Patrick's Day a couple days beforehand. They have the street painters, and they have these people who like take these huge mops and they paint the street green for the day. And it just looks like so much fun. It just looks like everybody gets involved with St. Patrick's Day. It's like a huge community thing. And they have concerts and a piss up and a huge parade, right? And like obviously, then there's like artists that like show up. It's so funny, and it's just I've never seen anything like it. I've taken some video from their website here and popped it in. Can you imagine like living your whole year waiting for Patty's Day? And they do call it St. Pat's, so we'll give them that. But for those of you who don't know, it should be P-A-D-D-Y and not P-A-T-T-Y, because the Irish name for Patrick would be Porrig or Podrig, which is a P-A-D. And that's a man's name. And then the P-A-T-T would be a woman's name, or Patricia, according to Irish naming conventions. And I think it's just important to recognize the culture behind the holiday itself. Same thing with any holiday, you know, like you can enjoy it the way you want to. You can paint the street green and drink green beer and like put a leprechaun hat on if you really want. That's fine. But it's important to just remember the cultural heritage behind the holiday. Same thing with Christmas. I do the same thing with Christmas. I like the vibes. I like Santa. I like red and green. I like mistletoe. holly and all that fun stuff. Am I a Christian? No, but I recognize that it's a Christian holiday first and foremost, and that is something that I just enjoy. Anyway, moving on. Since America doesn't have St. Patrick's Day as a bank holiday, we have parade season. So like it goes on the weekends where like before and after St. Patrick's Day. So like there are weeks of parades in America and stuff like that. So like my dad's a bagpiper. So this is his busy season. So for weeks at a time, my dad will just be in parade after parade after parade for local St. Patrick's Day parades. And then he will be in the New York City parade on the day of the 17th. So if you want to catch my dad, Hudson Highlands Pipe Band will be in the St. Patrick's Day Parade in New York City this year, and you can check them out. He's the short one, obviously. The next story about St. Patrick that I will tell you is about the goat in the boat. It said that St. Patrick spent some time in Skerries, and Skerries is a peninsula in northern County Dublin that is absolutely gorgeous. I lived there for a year, which was really nice, and St. Patrick spent some time on St. Patrick's Island, just off of the Skerries Peninsula. And when he was visiting the mainland at the time, the locals took his goat that he kept as a companion, and they cooked him and ate him. So they went on a little boat to St. Patrick's Island, and they came back with the goat, and then they ate the goat. St. Patrick, knowing something was wrong, leapt off of the island and landed back on St. Patrick's Island. And they say that there leaves 2 footprints, one on the Skerries shore, which I did find. I'll try to find the footage of it from last year, and then one on St. Patrick's Island where he landed. So that's the kind of local story there. And then he realized the goat was there, came back to Skerries, and on the peninsula itself, not the island anymore. And he offered the locals a chance to redeem themselves. And the locals were like, I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. You sound fucking crazy. And so he took away their ability to speak, and they could only speak like goats. And so when they decided to finally confess, he let them speak again. They said they were sorry, and he let them speak again. He forgave them, and he gave them back their power of speech. Every year on St. Patrick's Day, they have the goat in the boat in Skerries, and it's a very big part of the Skerries culture is the goat, St. Patrick's goat in the boat. And there's a little cafe called Goat in the Boat as well, which I loved when I was living in Skerries. And they have a little gift shop as well. It's a lot like Avoca. There's some really beautiful stuff in there. But Skerries is gorgeous, and a big part of their heritage is with St. Patrick and this goat in the boat, which is just fantastic. So if you're looking to go anywhere kind of fun for St. Patrick's Day, I highly recommend Skerries and their goat in the boat, because I just thought that was a fun little story about St. Patrick that the Skerries people get to hold on to. Oh, and at one point they officially apologized to St. Patrick, and this was in 2012 or something. I'll find the actual article for you, but at one point they actually did officially apologize for eating the goat. But it was very recently that they did this, and it was a big deal. And they came out there we would like to ordain an official apology to St. Patrick and the people of Skerries for blah blah blah, and taking the goat off of St. Patrick's Island and eating it. It was very funny. It was very funny. So I thought that was very cute that they did a whole apology for the goat and everything like that. Now, more fun facts about St. Patrick. We all know the story about St. Patrick getting rid of all of the snakes in Ireland. But as we also know, archaeologically speaking, there has never been any snakes in Ireland ever. So what gives? So if St. Patrick got rid of the snakes, he didn't get rid of the snakes because there never was any snakes. So what did he actually get rid of? Obviously, a lot of people say that this is pagans or anybody who wasn't a Christian. And so there's a couple of theories around that. One, it's the theory that he was just converting so many people, and the pagans were symbolized with snakes, or that they used snakes as symbols. But if you're from a land that never had snakes, how do you know what a fucking snake is? There's a lot of debate about what that story is actually about. I wanted to tell you one specific story that I heard, that there was a group of pagans who used a snake as their emblem, and that they used human sacrifice to ensure good crop yieldage and good rain, as many older cultures did. St. Patrick coming in either captured them or killed a lot of them so that they could not perform their human sacrifice. And when nothing bad happened, they were then converted to Christianity because they were oh, our gods have forsaken us. That was never real. This is the real God, So there's a couple of different theories that way, but there were never any snakes in Ireland, and that this story probably pertains to the conversion or the mass unaliving of pagans. And there was one girl a good amount of years ago, I think in 2020, that was blaming St. Patrick for killing pygmies, because she was pygmies were the original leprechauns of Ireland, and they had snakes on their head dresses. And we were there were no snakes in Ireland, and nor were there any pygmies in Ireland, I don't believe. Also, she offered a picture from 1894, and I was St. Patrick was not around then. Anyway, and then I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Paddy versus Patty. Like I said before, people get kind of annoyed about it, and I can see why. Because it is an Irish holiday, first and foremost, and at the bare minimum, you should honor the Irish traditional naming convention when speaking about the person that it's about, especially because it is the name of the holiday, St. Patrick's Day. That is the anglicized version of it. And so the Irish version of it would be like Day of Pádraig or Pádraig, however you pronounce it. I know some people pronounce it differently, but Pádraig, which is a P-A-D. So it would be Paddy's Day, not Patty's Day, because that would be a girl's name. It's Patricia. And like I said, it's kind of like Christians getting annoyed that the meaning of Christmas is lost. The thing is, with Christmas, everybody knows it's a Christian holiday. There's no getting lost in that. They know that it's the birth of Christ. Whether or not they choose to celebrate the birth of Christ or just enjoy the vibes of Christmas is up to them. Same thing with St. Patrick's Day. Whether or not you actually want to celebrate Irish culture is up to you. If you just want to put on a green leprechaun hat and dance around and get a little drunk, that's also totally fine. But it is important to remember that it is an Irish holiday, just like it's important to remember that Christmas is a Christian holiday, and that, you know, New Year's is a pagan holiday and everything else is pagan, and Christmas is pagan and everything is pagan. Anyway, just respecting the origins of language and where things come from is always super important, as everything is. And my last fun fact about St. Patrick is, you know, the staff that he always carries around, that is a shepherd's staff, because his time spent as a slave was as a shepherd boy, and he always used that staff to help him with his shepherding. And he kind of honors that time he had in Ireland as a slave with the shepherd's staff. So that's the updates on me, guys. I know that it was a shorter video this time, but I think maybe that's good. That is what I'm up to. Just been busy. Been crocheting, been knitting, been making patterns, been trying to make some more money off of things like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Etsy. And so I really have been trying to make more money on this, so this way I can dedicate more time to this, because it's hard to dedicate the time on YouTube and on TikTok and on Instagram when I'm not making enough money to do so. So I'm setting up the, not the GoFundMe, what's it called? Patreon. I got to set up a Patreon. I got to set certain things up. I'm monetizing where I can. This is the reality of content creation, is that unless you are able to do so, it's hard to do so. So I am trying to make this the most sustainable I can, while also doing what I love and getting what I need out of it, doing the content that I want to do. It's a delicate balance, as any content creator will tell you. So being able to make money online, especially, so in America, it's actually quite easy. You can monetize your TikTok and your Instagram and everything. In Ireland, it's a bit more difficult, and YouTube is really the only way that I can really monetize it based on views, because you can't do it on TikTok over here. And then on Instagram, I don't think you can either. I've tried a couple different things. You can do like subscriptions and stuff like that, which I have to get better at. But there is no way to monetize your TikTok in Ireland besides like TikTok Shop and all that fun stuff. So I am trying desperately to move over more towards YouTube. This way you get a bit more of a longer form content. And since YouTube Shorts have now been extended, thank God. It used to be YouTube Shorts could only be 1 minute long, and my other shorts are quite long because they're history and I need to tell you a story. So it's hard to kind of get that, but they extended to 3 minutes. So, but that's been me. I hope you guys have a fabulous St. Patrick's Day. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. My godson's birthday is the day before, so I try to spend the day with him before. So I can't travel the day before anywhere, so I have to be in Dublin for the day before to be at his birthday, which is good. But then on the day, I'm thinking I might go to like a small town somewhere, but then traveling on the day is going to be really hard and really busy. So we'll see. It's a delicate balance. Maybe I'll go after his birthday party, because he's turning 6. It's not going to be an all-night rager. Not yet. Go after his birthday party and spend the day in a smaller town enjoying the countryside in Ireland on Paddy's Day. So we shall see. We shall see. But yes, I hope you have a great time for St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to make Guinness brownies, which I made last year as well for my St. Patrick's Day special. You can watch the St. Patrick's Day special here. And that is me. I love you. Have a great day. Bye. 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 Where can I pop this? Let's see if I'm framed up correctly. Who knows? Well, no, I can't, because otherwise I'll dox myself, and I don't want to do that. Hello. For those of you who don't know, I'm actually hopelessly addicted to coffee. And it's cute and fun because it's just coffee and caffeine and nothing bad. Right? This jumper I made myself, and you can get the pattern on my Etsy, which I'll link below. This is a patch sewn onto a jumper that I made. Reimagined. Since America isn't